Hey everybody, having Nobody Else's Auto, 7:30 Sunday evening, time for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Looks like we got a big crowd on and ready to go, and Randall the Nut Farm, boom, right out of the gate. First supercharged super chat of the night pops up just as we're getting ready to hit go. Nut Farm catching us right out of the gate. Who else is here and ready to go tonight? Kevin Brown's here. Charles is with us. Kevin L. Obviously, the Nut Farm is here. Buick Man. Neil's here. Kevin L. coming in with one. Boom. Following it right up out of the gate. Super chats flowing in tonight. Always appreciate those guys. Skippy's here with us. Good group on and ready to go. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. Tractor Mike is here. So anyway, guys, hope everybody had a great week. I know I had a bananas week. We're going to give you a Hudson badge. We're going to give you an Auburn badge. Let's get this night rolling. And before we get too far into anything, let's catch a little bit of housekeeping. There's John. And John Anderson, Big Job's here. Juan's back. Jim Petty's here. As always, we love the supercharged super chats. We always got the supercharged super chat badge ready, as we've already seen tonight. Been rolling out there. Ads. This is YouTube's baby. They're going to run ads on us. There's not much we can do about it. We try to work around them best we can. Dad's here with us. Trolls, we do occasionally get trolls on here. You guys do a great job making sure they know they are not welcome. I ignore them because they're trying to get my attention. You guys help us out with that tremendously. Hey, there's Leo. And if you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, please remember I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. So the only comments I can see on Facebook are on the Nobody Else's Auto page. You can get over there and comment, or you can go to the Nobody Show YouTube channel. I can see those comments as well. And as always, please double check your autocorrect in case it changes it to something that I can't understand before you hit send. I try to catch most comments. I miss a few occasionally, but I do try to catch most of them. If I can't make it out, I have to skip it. Dean's here. Bucket Trike. Jeff from Ottawa. Sean's back. But anyway, like I said, it's been a crazy week, to say the least. And I guess since I just saw Tractor Mike's name pop up, we'll start off talking about Tractor Mike. Does anybody want to talk about Tractor Mike? Probably not, but we'll talk about him anyway. Tractor Mike, farm auction yesterday, just a little bit west of Great Bend. Tractor Mike was here. Tractor Mike was on fire yesterday. Yes, Tractor Mike was on fire. So, we go to the farm auction, right? Tractor Mike's like, I got to own that 4630. I think it's a 4630. I took a picture of it. I think it was a 4630. It's like, I got to own that. I got to own that. Let me see here. Yeah, 4630. I can't keep this all straight. Tractor Mike, I got to own that 4630. I'm like, that's cool. He's like, I'm pulling that. Finney County Fair this year, pulling that. Hey, Michael Gagola's here with us. It's like, all right, well, you probably need to own it then. So car auction, our friends Chris and Jim Frosner had the sale. We're running the sale yesterday at Car Auction Realty. Big farm auction. They roll over to the tractors, and they're selling the 4630 was the second one in the row. Hey, there's Steve. They're starting off with a 4640, so I'm not paying any attention. 4630. I don't know nothing about John Deere's. All I know is I got to watch for the 4630. So they're selling a 4640. I turn around and, hey, there's Alec. And old Tractor Mike, he's over there. I was like, what? I thought that was the 4630. He's like, and then all of a sudden, boom, sold. Tractor Mike for the win on the 4640. And I'm like, I thought you wanted the 4630. He's like, well, I bought the 4640. So now they roll up to the 4630. So I'm watching the 4630. There goes Tractor Mike. Boom. Tractor Mike for the win. Once again, John Deere number 2 in a row. So Tractor Mike, he on a pretty good roll here, but I thought, well, he got the 4630. That's what he was here for. So didn't think too much about it. So Jim and Chris roll up to the 4440. So I'm sitting there watching the 44. So we're watching this 4440 and just trying, checking this thing out because I don't know nothing about it, We're just sitting there watching the auction. I'm not really thinking too much about it. And then I see this guy right here in the hat bidding. There he goes. There he goes. There he goes. Then all of a sudden, it's sold. Once again, for the win, Tractor Mike, 3 John Deeres in a row. It could be said, possibly, the Tractor Mike has a tractor problem. So he did. He went for the hat trick, 3 in a row, and he almost bought the 4th one too. He dove in on the 4th one. And I was like, Tractor Mike, you just bought 3, and he's like, yeah, it's too cheap. He's over there bidding on it, but he did finally let the 4th one go. So, fun day at the farm auction for Tractor Mike. But yeah, boom, 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 3 John Deeres in a row. I think he posted them up on the Nobodies page a little bit ago. Yeah, he's got them up. And we did do a video on it. So we'll try to get that up like for members on Wednesday night. But yeah, that was pretty funny. I was like, Tractor Mike, you said the 4630. He's like, well, it was a good deal, so I bought that one. And that was a good deal, so I bought that one. And I bought the 4630. It's like, okay. So, just in case anybody was wondering whether or not Tractor Mike is running low on tractors, he bought 3 more this weekend. So, he should be good for till at least like maybe Tuesday. So, anyway, there's Bill Disc. No, it sure didn't catch fires. Checkbook might have caught fires. Checkbook may have burst into flames, but yeah, Alex seen them. So, okay. So, yep, they're up on the Nobodies page. So be sure to check that out. But yeah, it was a fun day. But can't be said that Tractor Mike doesn't have a tractor problem. So like I said, at least he probably shouldn't have to buy a tractor till maybe Tuesday. Hey, there's Big Rig Brett. But anyway, lots of other stuff going on. I seen Tractor Mike pop up. I was like, that's one thing I want to do. Let's catch it. So just in case you guys are wondering, now you know why Tractor Mike was on fire at the farm auction yesterday. Not literally, just when it came to buying John Deeres. Yeah. Yeah, because I'm sitting there trying to help you spend money, right? Hey, there's Christine. Okay, anyway, wanted to catch that, but be sure to go check them out on the Nobodies page. And like I said, I'll get that video up for members Wednesday night, and then it will go public a week from Wednesday, where he gives us a quick walk around on all 3 of them. Speaking of videos, it was a fun auction. So, hot water heater, not near as much fun, no. But I didn't buy any of the auction. I thought about it. I didn't even bid on anything of the auction, actually. I bought too much other stuff this week. We'll get to that here shortly. But let's see here. We talked about last week. Hey, there's Nate. 45 or 4620. I don't know what those are, but I'm sure they're John Deere's, and I'm sure Tractor Mike probably has some. I don't think you bought one of them this week, did you, Mike? I don't think none of these was one of them. 44, 40, 46, 30, 46. Is that what's that one? 46, 40. Okay. I can't keep all these numbers straight. Hey, there's JP. Oh, John enjoyed the Taurus drive. In case you guys didn't see it, Friday afternoon I was out at the yard, and the Taurus wagon we talked about a couple weeks ago, I needed to move it, which, like I said, it runs and drives. Not real good. Like I said, the tranny's pretty weak in it, but I had to move it because I was moving a couple things around. So I just grabbed the phone, hit go live, and we went for a yard cruise in the Taurus wagon. In case you guys missed that, you might check it out. Hey, Doug and Jill, pray with us. Glad you guys are on tonight. Hopefully coming to see you here shortly, here in June. Hopefully we'll get down there. So glad Doug and Jill Pray are on with us from Auburn Court, Duesenberg. Be sure to check out all their stuff too. It has been a while. I'm anxious to get down there. I'm excited you guys are on. We need to talk, see what you got going on. But you guys be sure to check out the Auburn Court Duesenberg Company. in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, because they've been posting a lot of stuff lately. So it's an amazing place. I can't wait to get back down and see it and see everybody down there. So, but Meekum Tulsa's coming up. Always try to make a whole weekend thing out of that. So definitely shooting for that this year. Let's see. They are kind of all green to me, Bill, too. But yeah, we took the Taurus wagon for a spin, and it was just a good time. Just drove around for about 10 minutes checking stuff out. So it, you know, I can't wait to get down and see you guys. So I'm actually excited that you're on tonight, and I'm excited about thinking about it. And we've got our Supercharged Super Chat badge ready as always. And Doug knows exactly where this came from because I bought it from him. So I think actually I got this one from Doug too. So actually we used 3 badges and I got 2 of them from Doug. I didn't get the Auburn or the Hudson badge, but I definitely got these 2 from him. New Braunfels swap meet. I did see a couple posts about that. I went to that one time years ago. I had a good friend that lived down there. When I worked for Chrysler, I actually did the New Braunfels swap meet one year. I was assigned to a dealership down there at that point. And so I caught New Braunfels that one time. Motor Mark's here with us. Yeah, that's actually a good point. Okay, let me get my thoughts here with me here just a second. I got excited with Doug Preo being on with us. And but yeah, something else we need to do. If you guys are interested, whoa, keep the supercharger spinning. Supercharged Super Chat from Guile the Car Guy. Boom. Supercharged Super Chat courtesy of Guile the Car Guy. The Dodge Cara Spray. Mike keeps telling me to do a video on the Dodge Cara Spray. So, you guys want to see the Dodge Cara Spray? I can't tell you guys on air what Mike called it, or what he called me when he seen it. But he's like, you got to show everybody this thing. So, you guys want me to do a video on the Cara Spray? Mike keeps telling me to do it. It's kind of comical. It gets the job done. But, yeah, we probably should take the Cara Spray for a spin sometimes. Tractor Mike, you've already seen it. Tractor Mike's actually had the privilege of seeing the Cara Spray in person. Yeah. He knows what kind of marvel of engineering that it is. Oh, yeah. Daniel from Arizona is here with us. So, you know, Tractor Mike has seen this in person. He understands the marvel of engineering of the Cara Spray. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Marvel of engineering. You know it. You've seen it. You've experienced it in real life. You've touched it. It's pretty amazing. If I do say so myself, that's exactly what it is. So anyway, we'll bring you some stuff on the Cara Spray here one of these days. Oh yeah, the talking about videos. We talked last week about the house video, which was out where Dad had all of his cars. And that's not what you said the first time you seen it. Love was not the actual word or combination of words you chose to describe the Cara Spray. In fact, had we videoed that conversation, we would have had to bleep out about half the words of what you said about it. But you know how good it is. You just don't want to admit to it. That's the case. But anyway, we talked about the video I did on the house of where Dad had all of his cars, where I spent my weekends growing up. We did go ahead and throw that up for members. I don't remember if it was Wednesday or Friday. Wednesday. So we're going to go ahead and put that video up for the public this week. I put several links in there. I can put up to 5 links in the video of other videos from when we were moving those cars, including all the way down to the 1948 Buick Special, the first car that Dad moved in, the last car that we moved out. So those links are in there. If you want to go back and look at some of those videos, and they are super early. I mean, like within a year when I first even started playing with this stuff. So I'm sure the quality is horrendous. I'm sure the sound is terrible. I'm sure the video is not very clear. But I can tell you how you can go in and search it. If you type in Galatia, I put Galatia in the title of the listings. That's the name of the little town. I'm going to go ahead and spell that out here in the chat so that you guys can search for it. And if you just want to go in and watch the videos, like I said, the links to most of them are in. There's 1 or 2 that I didn't get in the house video, but if you search Galatia on the channel, it will bring up those videos of when we were moving Dad's cars to my place about 5 or 6 years ago. So anyway, you guys wanted to see it. We went ahead and threw it up. That is coming. So that will be up for the public this week. So hope you guys enjoy it. Like I said, it for me, it was a little tough to do. It's definitely a different situation. However, the situation worked out definitely as best as it could have. There's no doubt about it. But still different. Just different for me. So appreciate that, Kevin L. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. It's something totally different, but I hope you guys enjoy it. Chats, we're doing pretty good on chats tonight. We've been in the 800-900 window. It's always nice when we hit 1,000 chats on YouTube. They're tracking that because they're watching how many chats we're getting. So you guys have been great on that stuff lately. One other little thing I wanted to mention real quick. Couple things before I get into new inventory, because new inventory is going to take a little while. Yeah, it's been a bananas week. There you go, Neil. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. You do. Yeah, that's right, Neil. You need to chat. On another note, something completely off topic, but thought it was worth mentioning. A lot of you guys know I do like airplanes. Typing up a storm. There you go, Jeff. Love airplanes. Love the evolution of the airplane. I got propellers out hanging out in the shop. Always been fascinated with airplanes. Mr. Andrews here. Andy made it, the Rusty Ogie. I don't have, if I had a list, I think I called you back and talked about that. We haven't talked about it in a long time, Juan. I think I called you back on a few things, but that was right after the swap meet, I think. I've been to Oshkosh a few times. I love studying warbirds. I've been fascinated with them for years. And, like I said, this is totally off subject, but there was a lady that passed away this week named Connie Palazio, who actually was, and you guys have heard about Doc, the B-29. She was an original riveter on that airplane, a real deal, real live Rosie the Riveter who toured with that aircraft. And we lost her this week. So I'd met her a few times, seen her at air shows, things like that. And it was pretty neat actually having somebody touring with the airplane that literally put the rivets in it when it was built brand new. And she passed away just this week. So the kind of a sad note there that she was, that she was 101. So she had a good run, but she was a real live Rosie the Riveter that toured with Doc. Was there when she put the rivets in it when it was new. She was there throughout the restoration. She toured with the aircraft, and it was quite a deal. So Ooh, that doesn't sound good, Big Job. Stay safe up there. That's right. A real patriot for sure, Guile. So like I said, it's a little off subject, but I thought it was worthy of mentioning that I figured you guys may find that interesting. So, but yeah, I mean, you can look that up. It's all over the internet, but pretty neat. I mean, she had been out here to Great Bend when Doc was out here, and she always wore Rosie the Riveter outfit. She took pictures with people. It was a pretty neat deal, and it was sad to hear of her passing, but it was like I said, just it was a neat experience to see her touring with the aircraft. So anyway, there's Jesse. Just thought that I definitely wanted to mention that. Gathering of the Nobodies. A couple things I wanted to touch on that we're thinking about. Friday afternoon, still tossing a couple of ideas here within the next week or two. We'll have an answer, you bet, Guile, on what we want to do Friday afternoon. I'm tossing a couple ideas around for the guys that are going to be here early. I know some of you aren't coming in until Saturday morning, but we've got so many people coming in this year. I know a lot of you are planning on being here Friday, so tossing some ideas around for Friday afternoon. I know a few of you have, actually, there's still several people that I've talked to that are thinking about coming for that weekend. May 16th is just around the corner. We're a month out. Here within a couple weeks, the people that are still on the fence, I will need to know because I will need a head count for food, so that because we'll have to have food. Pete does our name tags, things like that. So I will need to have as much. I will need to be pretty close on that. So if you're still on the fence, thinking about coming to the Gathering of the Nobodies May 16th, please be thinking about letting me know here within the next week or two, so we can start getting the final details nailed down before that day gets here. With the amount of people coming, I want to make sure we got plenty of food and things like that, tables, and have everything ready for that. Obviously, we'll do the raffles and the silent auctions like we've done in the past. There's been some questions about whether or not we could have any live interaction on the computer with some of that. So I've been thinking about that. And I think we may try to post the silent auctions on Facebook, or at least part of them, and allow people to bid on there, with a hard end time as to when that's going to shut down. And then obviously you would be responsible for shipping at that point as well. I thought about doing the raffle the same way. I thought about pre-selling raffle tickets. However, when we do the raffle, we have, we just draw the number and let people pick. And I got to thinking that would be trying to, even if we pre-sell the tickets, having to verify the ticket and then having to show somebody what's left on the table. That, I think I may possibly know who Tractor Mike might be referencing. Anybody else got any ideas? So I'm thinking about, and this depends on if you guys want to do this, that if there's going to be interest, and we may try it this year, and if it goes well, then we can continue posting the silent auctions online and give everybody a crack at that. And as long as it goes smooth and everybody pays for their stuff and pays the shipping and stuff. So I'm thinking about doing that as well. So that's going to be kind of whether or not that's something you guys would be interested in doing, is going ahead and posting silent auctions up on that. Anyway, it's going to be here before we know it, guys. 4 weeks out. So yeah, we are literally right at a month out from all of you guys being here. Along with that, I know there has also been some talk about some of you guys possibly staying over for Sunday night, which is fine. No problem with that whatsoever. But I just need to know ahead of time who is planning on if you're planning on staying for Sunday night. If we've got 1 or 2 people, we can work with that in here. If we have a handful of people that are planning on staying to do Sunday Night Live, excuse me, we'll have to think of something else, but we'll figure something out. But I will need to know if you are planning on staying and being here for Sunday Night Live. So, there is. Speak of the devil, Tractor Mike mentions him, and there he is. There's Austin right there. Pops up. Shouldn't have said anything, Tractor Mike. But if you guys haven't been here for the last few years, the inside joke there is the first couple years, first raffle tickets out of the cans are Austin's or his dad's. No, it has not failed yet. Hey, there's Hubcap. He should just be outlawed. Okay. Guess that'd be one way to do it. Second, third, fourth. First, second, third, fourth. Yeah. I think last year they did get their 2 tickets were pulled first and second, if I remember correctly. Yeah. It was kind of crazy. But anyway, we're a month away. It's going to be fun. Like I said, if you're still on the fence, please just let me know as soon as you can, because we're going to have to get all those numbers nailed down. All right, new inventory. Holy cow. This is going to take a minute. Or do you guys want to even hear about new inventory? It's going to take a bit. I had, 10, 12 cars come in this week. A little bit of newer stuff. And some stuff that's kind of, well, I'll just put it out there. I had an antique Saturn come in this week. Let that sink in for a minute. I had an antique Saturn come in this week. Yep, a Saturn that was built in 1991. Kansas is 35 years as an antique. An antique Saturn. Yep. Yeah, this is I don't know what it is. It's a little coupe. I know that. Oh, the MG video. Speaking of the MG video, pay attention a little bit later on for some important stuff out of the MG video. So I had that little Saturn coupe. I had a Mazda RX-7 come in on a group deal, which will just go to the shredder. I had a Mercury Topaz come in. I had 2 Escorts come in, like late 80s, early 90s Escort coupes. And the crazy part about it is that stuff is getting old. Saturn and the crowd does not go wild, yeah. But I did have some other cool stuff come in. 48 Chevy big truck, 74 Malibu, 76 El Camino, 52 Buick Special, 2 46, 47 era Ford trucks. Yeah, that's what I figured a Mazda was good for. That's what I was going to do with it. I didn't know there was a better plan for it, but oh, and I went and got another one yesterday. This thing is really cool. I just rolled it off the trailer yesterday. I picked it up yesterday morning. You're right, John. Just like when I looked at the build date on that Saturn, I was like 8 of 91. I had a really cool wagon come in yesterday. It's a little bit rough. It's been sitting for years. But I picked up a 1967 Chevelle Concours station wagon yesterday. No motor or tranny, but other than that, it's pretty much all there. Been sitting forever. But one, it's a wagon, so that's cool. And I looked at the trim tag. I haven't decoded everything on the trim tag, but I wanted to look at something important to see if it was the right color, and it is. It's a factory black 67 Chevelle station wagon. Gold interior. It was originally power steering, power brakes, air, power tailgate, luggage rack. I've got some Vegas. Do not have any Monzas or Sunbirds. I do have a few Vegas. So it was a bananas week for new inventory, to say the least. And considering there was a couple of escorts in there, you probably couldn't say it was the most either. So, yeah, those 70s wagons are great too. So, like I said, a lot of stuff pouring in the gate. We got videos. We got cars we haven't done videos on from last year yet. So, oh, I am getting an early Sunbird. Okay, I guess I do have a Sunbird coming in. Tractor Mike just informed me. I got 2 later Sunbirds from him already, 2 convertibles. So lots of stuff pouring in this week. Lots of new content coming up, obviously, on all of that stuff. You know, that's something we do. We talked about that when we were doing the drive on the Taurus, Jeff. We do need to get a live yard walk in. Obviously, I've had an insane amount. In fact, I don't even think we've done one this year. I think we did one New Year's Day. And I don't think we've done one since. So 73 to 79 F100 steering wheels. I'm sure I've got some. They're probably cracked. We did that for a little bit. It was kind of tough to see everything. But yeah, we do really need to squeeze a live yard walk in. Anybody got any ideas when we want to do one? We usually try to do them like on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning. Does anybody have any preference? Because we do need to squeeze one in. But that's, like I said, we touched on that when we were riding around the Taurus wagon, and I knew we needed to get one of those done. So if anybody has any ideas on what would work best, we'll sure try to work around that. Sunday mornings work. Any other ideas, comments about that? I'll kind of keep my eyes peeled for it. But we do need to try to squeeze one of those in because it's going to get even busier. John likes Sunday mornings, maybe a Friday, Sunday morning with coffee. Okay. Jeff has to work, so lots of people like Sunday mornings when they're sitting around drinking coffee. So that might be a good possibility to try to squeeze one of those in. We'll see what this coming Sunday looks like, if that might be a possibility. But yeah, I've been thinking about that. We need to do that. Shows overcast with a high of 62 on Sunday, so that might be good. Whoa, hold up. John coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, John, for the supercharged super chat. Get Tractor Mac in the wagon and haul him around the yard. Oh, man. I'm tired, guys. Excuse me. I got out of here about 1 this morning again, so. Let's keep on boogieing. Let's look at this. Something else that ties with the house video we were talking about. Story time. Story time tonight's going to tie to that a little bit. So let's see where we're at here. Auction stuff, guys. I have a massive pile. What do you guys think on auctions tonight? Get rolling with some of those. And Raffle. Oh, we'll touch on Raffle real quick because we needed to talk about Raffle. I think we'll give it away in two weeks. 2 weeks, we're giving away all 3 of those trucks, 3 different winners in 2 weeks. Hey, there's Sanderson. Yeah, there's 4 boxes and they're heaped at this point. I just keep throwing stuff in them every week, and I throw more in them every week than we sell. We We haven't had any tornadoes around me as of yet, John, or not John, Buick, man. There's a few toys. We may squeeze a model in there. We'll see how things go. But no, we haven't any tornadoes in our area. Eastern Kansas up by Kansas City did get hit earlier this week. So, but anyway, in 2 weeks, we're going to give away all 3 of those trucks. I got Kevin Brown's check, and he had some Raffle entries. Other than that, it didn't get any new entries this week other than the bonus entries that are going in there for baling wire as well. So anyway, man. Of course, yeah, you get a bad part. I spent 30 minutes trying to plug a headlight bulb in last Sunday morning, only to find out that the pins were, that far off of where they were supposed to be in the housing on the new headlight bulb. Out of that, or we can get you a whole box of them together, Jeff. All right. You guys ready to roll into auctions, or do we want to catch some of this other stuff? We've got badge, cap, brochure. This cap is actually pretty cool. In fact, let's just do the cap real quick while we think about what you guys want to do on auctions. This is kind of a neat one. Steve's ready for auctions. We got more auction votes. I've seen a few of them pop up earlier. We get enough auction votes, we'll do it after this cap. This is kind of an interesting cap. That would be a good idea, Jeff. Going back to one of our favorite websites, American Auto Emblems. Hey, there's David D. Hubcap is ready to go. All right, we're going to get through this grease cap, and then we're going to do some auctions. Because I've already got the screen up and the cap here. So the Henny family had been in the wagon and buggy building business for many years. Henny, Henney, starting in 1868, and then with the Henny Carriage Company in 1879, and followed by the Henny Buggy Company in 1912. The John W. Henny Company was established in 1950 and began to build truck bodies. A motorized Henny funeral coach was introduced in late 1916, built on an assembled chassis and powered by a 6-cylinder Continental engine. By the early 1920s, Henny was one of the best-known names in the funeral car trade in America. Between 1921 and about 1932, in addition to funeral cars and ambulances, Henny built about 30 limousine and sedan passenger cars to custom order, as well as a production run of 50 sport Phaetons. In 1929, Henny also produced 100 taxi cabs on a stretched Model A Ford chassis. And in 1930 to 31 came the magnificent Henny convertible sedan car, only 4 of which were built, and these were the last of the Henny passenger cars. So, and the auctions are definitely story time later. So, that's right. So, like the Nut Farm said, make sure you're live, refresh. We'll get that here in just a minute. The company was renamed the Henny Motor Company in 1927, the same year as the introduction of the highly successful NU 3-way coach, a funeral car with a 3-way casket table which could be loaded from either side or the rear. The same new 3-way table was also used on Henny ambulances. By 1934, Henny abandoned the assembly of their own chassis and concentrated on bodywork built on chassis from other manufacturers, including Cadillac, Lincoln, Oldsmobile, Packard, and Pierce Arrow. From 1937, Henny used Packard chassis exclusively until the Henny professional car business finally closed in 1954. The Henny Motor Company had a factory in Canastota, something like that, New York, where Henny joined the National Union Electric Corporation to build the first transistor-regulated electric car, the Henny Kilowatt, 47 of which were made in 1959 and 1960. So tonight's grease cap is off of we don't know whether it was a funeral car, an ambulance, a taxi cab, a limousine, because they were a full-line custom body manufacturer from Henny. So this has got to be a rare one. This is all cast in here. This actually says Illinois, John W. Henny in Illinois. So that must have been, they had a factory in New York. So they were based out of Illinois. They did have a factory in New York. John W. Henny, Henny across it. Yeah, it's got to be an odd duck. There goes the hearts. That's awesome. That's right. You don't see them on used car lots at all. So kind of a different piece, kind of a pretty unique piece. And it's weird because around here it's all flat and smooth. It does have some dings and nicks here around the the rectangle area. Smooth on the sides. Hey, Wolverine's here. Dougster made it tonight. Internal threads. So, very clean and smooth and just kind of basic and to the point for the Hennessy, I'll call them custom coach work, since they were all commercial cars in some way, shape, and or form from Henny. Nice. Speaking of which, didn't you throw those up on the Nobodies page? Let's catch the Nobodies page real quick, and then we'll get into auctions. If you're not on the Nobodies, jump over there on Facebook, check it out, answer the questions. Andy's on tonight. He will get you in. Obviously, the tractors, the tractor Mike bought. Andy had the old Ford out on the drag strip today. Nick Squires, that's actually a pretty good plate. I don't think I have that one. Kansas, home of Miss America. John's Toys from New Braunfels. There's Sean's Toys from New Braunfels. Nice pieces. Ryan Studebaker's out doing work. That's crazy. New treads for Matt. Shopcat's got some videos up. Lots of cool stuff popping up on there, guys. It's awesome that you guys are involved in that and keep it active. 130 members on that page. Boom! David D coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom! Thanks, David D. And that's a good question, Yvette. Actually, I'm glad you're on. I've been needing to ask you something. I've been waiting for you to jump back on. But we do need to give you dimensions on this. I forgot to do that. Across the back of it, it's just under 3 on the threaded part. And it's actually only about 3.5 on the OD on this. So I did forget to do that. But Yvette Vanderbrink Auctions on with us on Facebook. I actually bought a piece, Yvette, that supposedly you sold at Lambrecht. So I don't know what you have for pictures or anything of that day. But I was told when I bought this that that's where this guy had bought this piece, was at when you sold Lambrecht out. So I was going to throw it at you, see if what you had for pictures, if you had any. I'm sure you don't remember this exact one piece, but if there was any pictures you had that might be able to tie to it, I'm going to see if I can find it on my phone here real quick, since we've got you on tonight. I wanted to pick your brain for a second, so bear with me, guys. This piece here was supposedly sold at the Lambrecht auction. Oh, you got a lot of documentation for it. Okay. I don't know if you have anything with this piece on it or not, but I was told this came from the parts department from Lambrecht when I bought it. So, and I figured you probably still had some stuff, but I was curious if this rings a bell or if you had a picture or something like that. But, okay, so she's got a ton of stuff from them. So that was, I mean, it was such an amazing sale. I probably figured you did. So just curious if you had anything that showed this in the dealership or anything like that, or, you know, I would assume, I mean, the guy didn't have any reason to lie to me, so I'm sure that's probably right. But it would be curious to see if you had any pictures of this in the dealership before you sold it out. So, but anyway, we got to catch up with Sean with a supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, Sean, for the supercharged super chat. Scott's here with us. So, anyway, just wanted to throw that at you. So, and like I said, I know he sold a lot of stuff since then, so but thought it was kind of neat. You don't remember selling anything like that. Okay. And maybe it didn't. I don't know. But that's what I was told. Regardless, it was still cool. I was still not going to not pass it up. So I did buy it anyway. But yes, that is the dealer that had all those new cars for years and years and years. That was a weird weekend. That was crazy. And it may have been. Yeah, I didn't figure it was online because it was such a big, bulky piece and it was bought. He said he just bought it there and took it home. So I'm sure it would have been sold when you sold the parts where it wasn't online and was just live there. So I'm sure that's how it would have happened, because that thing's, it's over 6 feet tall. So shipping it would have been a nightmare. Cadillac, hearse, and ambulance were sold as a running chassis with front clip and dashboard. Yep, that's how a lot of those commercial chassis were done. So yeah, I'm sure that's had to have been where it came from, had it been part of that dealership. So I was curious if you had any pictures in the dealership before they had started moving anything, or if they had started moving any of that stuff before you were even there. The cabinet is basically an accessories cabinet. I would assume it would have either been in a showroom or in the parts department, is what I'm guessing. Because it says genuine Chevrolet accessories are useful. I think it either would have had, hooks to hang stuff in it. The kind of orangish, brownish area is recessed inside this wooden cabinet. So stuff would have hung in here, or there would have been shelves in there. Then, I bet you did live there for quite a while. And you don't remember anything like that in the building either. Okay. And maybe it wasn't, but regardless, I wasn't going to not buy it. It's too cool. I think we're going to do the other one on Toy Tuesday night. But yeah, because this, Chevrolet accessories are useful. So I think that's what it would have been. No showroom in the parts department, only cubbies. Okay, I didn't realize they didn't even have a showroom there. So yeah, we'll try to do those Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday stuff. But thanks for answering my question, Yvette. I appreciate it. But like I said, regardless of whether that was the story or not, I wasn't going to not buy it because it was too cool. And you're right, Jeff. Think about what that stuff would have cost back in the day for a dealership to buy that, as a display piece, had it shipped in. I did not realize you could even do that. Yvette said he ordered the C10 pickups without wood in the bed, and the customers had to buy the wood separately. Okay. I just thought the wood was all gone. I did not realize they never had wood. I didn't look at those trucks real close, but I did look at them because I did go to the auction. But in fact, I think I've still got my Lambre stickers, as a matter of fact. In fact, I need to get one of those out and put it on my and put it out and show you guys. I forgot all about that because when you bought cars there, they sent you a Lambre dealer sticker for them. So even the cars I bought were just parts cars. It was still cool little stickers that came. So, but yeah, when you think about what, you know, I mean, that cabin, like I said, it's over 6 feet tall. So it's pretty good sized. And so yeah, that would have been a major purchase at that point for those guys. So she said he was pretty tight. Well, I guess when you're selling new pickups and you don't even get a bed floor and you have to purchase it separately, that's pretty tight. He actually told you that. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. But wow, that's pretty tight. Yeah, I'll sell you a new pickup, but the floor for the bed is extra. Yeah, that's true. It's long enough. You can tell stories about it now. Hold on real quick. I got to look at something. I thought I had one of those stickers handy, but I don't. So, okay. Yeah, $5 clock. That was a lot of money. I mean, $5 was big money in 41. So anyway, kind of got off track a little bit there, but I had to ask that. So. Yeah, that was probably a challenge for the state of Nebraska to deal with all that stuff too. So anyway, got sidetracked a little bit, but that was okay. You guys are going to see some more of that Tuesday evening. We'll try to catch Toy Tuesday since I've got that display and another display set up that we're going to check out Tuesday evening and try to squeeze something in. So. Anyway, we're ready to move on to some auction stuff. And then we got story time ready. We can catch that after a while and see how things go. So, are we ready? Should I move the piles around here? Oh, whoops. All right, guys, let's start squeezing some auction stuff in. Did you guys all catch the MGA video the other night, by the way? That's a weird car. I didn't know anything about that. I'm still learning about it. Hudson badge. So, as always, like I said, I don't know that about MGAs, but I know it was weird that I went and picked up a car. I loaded a car, tied a car down, and all the way home, I couldn't see nothing on my trailer in the rearview mirror because it was so tiny. All right, let's have a Hudson badge. And let's start digging through some stuff here. As always, we'll get out a piece. We'll look at it. We'll check it out. We'll talk about that car. We'll point out any damage. We may give you some dimensions on it. As we're talking about it, if you're interested in it, throw a bid out there so we know that we've got some interest in the piece. After we get done with the description, we will hit the timer on my cell phone. We will go 90 seconds. I will announce when we've hit 30 seconds. I will announce when 60 seconds is gone. And when my phone says 1-3-0, I will announce the winner based on what I see on my screens on either platform, be it Facebook or YouTube. That's right. Like Kevin L says, be sure to hit refresh. Make sure you're current and up to speed. And we have had some delay issues. Everybody has a delay. So please bear that in mind when you guys get ready to take your shot. We've got some pretty good snipers on here that get it down pat pretty quick. So at the end of 1 minute and 30 seconds, I will announce the winning bidder, and it will be added to your collection. We'll start off with a few smaller pieces, and as always, I will announce the bids as I see them. Whether even if it isn't the high bid, just so you guys can get a grip on what I'm seeing on my screens. After the first few items, I will probably just announce high bids as they pop up. Shipping is included unless otherwise noted in the 48 states. If you're a non-U.S. buyer and you want to play, that's fine. We will just have to figure out how to get me paid in U.S. funds and figure out the non-U.S. shipping. So that being said, we'll go ahead and start out with a few smaller pieces and get things rolling tonight. And we got a lot of stuff. We got a little bit of everything. Plates, cans, toys, emblems, caps. I don't even hardly know where to start. So let's grab something and let's get rolling. This doesn't have much paint left on it, but it's cool. Yes, I think I've got a plate and a toy for you, Austin. And I've been meaning to ask you the last week or two, do you want me to ship that, or do you want me to put it in a box for you when you get here? I've got two things I think out there for you. Hey, there's Copper. But yeah, it's out on the shipping bench, Austin. So just tell me what you want to do, whether you want me to get that headed your way or put it in the box for pickup. So we'll start off with kind of a different plate tonight. It's a little bit rough. We've never had one, I don't think, that I know of. Different size, kind of a whole different plate. Okay, perfect, Austin. I will, because yours is still on the shipping bench, so I will start a new box with your name on it with everybody else that's picking up at the gathering. 1955, Oklahoma. Something kind of different. Farm trucks. Now this plate it's a little bit smaller. There's not really any paint left on it. It's got some damage. Ship it so he doesn't show up. There you go. So obviously this has some dings, dents. It's got a couple small holes in it right there. The F on farm was actually stamped a little too hard, it looks like, and pushed through. This one's 5, so this one's not a 56. I don't think I've got a 6. There's a couple of these, but I don't think any of them are 6s. Bodine made it. But like I said, it's kind of rough. It's had a little bit of a rough life. It's kind of an odd size. It is a firm stamping. There's no doubt about it. $11 1/4 on length. 5 with motor mark. And about 4 and 5/16 on the width. 10, 5, 15, 20, 20. I've got 20 with Christine. Okay, and here we go. We're on the timer. 20 with Christine. I had her ahead of Guile. Kind of a different plate. $21 with Motor Mark, 21 with Dougster. Hey, there's Balin Wire. 30 seconds gone, 60 seconds left to go. I do need to get with you, Balin Wire, on what you want to do on games. That's something else we've got to get nailed down. 22 with Dougster. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. $25 with Andy. $37, $32. And that does it. Dougster at 37. That is kind of a cool plate. I don't know why. It appealed to me too. No problem, Jeff. We'll figure it out. Not a big deal. That'll work perfect, Balin Wire. Just get a hold of me this week when we try to get that stuff nailed down. So we're down to the last month, so I got to get these details put in place. So I appreciate it. Hey, there's Kenny Peterson. All right, let's catch a horn button. Like I said, a few small things to start off with. This is 49 or 50 era Chevrolet. Kind of an interesting crest that they used on these. Don't really recall this kind of arrowhead type shape on any other Chevys in that area, with the umlauts like a Cadillac across the top, then the bow tie in the middle. This is stamped, cast into the plastic, painted from behind, stainless ring around the outside perimeter. And it is about 2 3/4 inches in diameter. Yep, I buy stuff every week, Nathan. Cars, parts, memorabilia. I buy stuff every week, Nathan. So, yeah, it's kind of a funky shield. So, like I said, I think it's 49.50-ish. Plastic center looks good. Stainless around it looks good. No, that's right. No more horn button since airbags. That's for sure. Yeah, if you got some stuff, Nathan, my number's on the page. You can always give me a shout tomorrow. So, anyway, let's go ahead and get rolling on the Chevy horn button. And here we go on the timer on the Chevy horn button. 15 with Kevin L. $16 with John. 30 seconds gone. 1 minute gone, 16 with John. I remember that sticker too. And that does it. John at 16. Sean came in at 131. There's Kevin L. Woo, John, you got out of there by the skin of your teeth at 16. Because they were blasting away for you. Michael at 20. 3 bids that were after the fact. Michael, that was really slow. So you might keep that in mind. You might need to be a little quicker on Facebook. Up next, let's catch an oil can. This is another composite. Seeing it has a year on it. I think it's early 70s, but I don't see a year on it. They used, it's not in the oil can book, but there is a metal one very similar to it in the oil can book that is dated 60s. And it's the exact same style, but it's metal. This one is a composite. Great looking can, great colors. You're getting Nut Farm, getting thirsty Nut Farm. I don't blame you. Mobile oil composite quart with amazing colors. Now, when we look in the book on page 59 at can 604, it's pretty much the identical can, except Tom has 604 listed as a steel can. This one is a composite, but it's pretty much the exact same can. That one is dated 60s, so this is probably late 60s, early 70s. So just like can 604, white, blue, and red, only it is a composite. So it's the cardboard type can. Got a hole punched in the top. Thanks, Glenn. We're just getting started. So, like I said, it's probably 50 to 55 years old is what I'm guessing. Somewhere between 50 and 60 years old. So still doesn't look too bad for its age, but it is a composite can, so not quite as valuable as a metal one. However, like we talk about, these don't survive. Metal can sit there on the shelf forever. These don't. Yeah, that is one thing that was weird. It was a circular hole. I thought that was odd. So anyway, let's get this on the timer, and away we go on the mobile can. Good colors all the way around. Looks nice. $15 was Steve. I want you guys to be thinking about the MGA video before he started with mobile in 70. So 30 seconds gone. So it's probably late 60s then. Probably 67, 68, 69 era. So, yeah, it's 60 years old, basically. One minute gone. All I got Steve at 15. $16 was Sean. 18 with Guile. Few seconds left. Somebody come in here and break $20 on this thing. 20 with Austin. 19 with Weil. I got 20 with Austin. 22 with Ron. 22 with Guile. 23 22 with Ron is who we had at 130. Holy cow, it got kind of crazy. Ron Levesque at 22. That got bananas. It's a good thing I keep the phone right there next to the thing. Whew. 22 with Ron. All right, back to the MGA video. Hopefully you all caught it. Hopefully you all watched it because we found some cool stuff while we were digging around that farmstead. And it was tough. I wanted to clean this. I really wanted to clean it, but then you wouldn't recognize it. Up next, direct from the garage where the MGA was found, the Dodge cap. Nope, it's not a knockoff. That's a good guess, though. This is the Dodge cap that I found in the building with the MGA. It drove me nuts not cleaning it, but it's like you guys wouldn't recognize it as being the one out of the video. So we're going to sell it just the way it is. I hate selling stuff like this because I like being able to present it to you, but that's how it was in the video. It is gouged up here. I can tell it's scraped right in here. Good idea, Kevin. Don't bid 31 unless you put a $sign or something in front of it. Yes, it is actually literally the barn find cap from the MGA video. It's dirty. It's crusty. It is just exactly as I picked it up off of that shelf. It's a late 30s era Dodge, I believe. It is 9.5 inches in diameter. This is the one where these are kind of peeked out. If you can kind of see, that was actually, I felt the dent in it. It's dented right there. You can see how those are kind of peeked out. So there it is. It's making a mess on my desk. Let's get it on the timer, and away we go on the Dodge, the barn find Dodge cap. There was an Oldsmobile cap as well. I don't have it in here tonight. I've got that Olds, but I don't know if this one's better than mine. I know I have this Dodge, so. 21 with Dougster. $25 with a Nut Farm. 30 seconds gone. 30 with John. 26 with Dougster. Fresh off the shelf, exactly as I found it. $32 with John. He knows we're going to be gunning for him. Yep, 33 with Dougster. 40 with John. 1 minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. 40 with John. 41 with Dougster. Ticking away, coming out of the end. 41 with Dougster. And that does it. 41. John had a 42 in there. Nut Farm had a 42 in there. And they were all a hair too late. Woo, 41 with Dougster. Yep, that one was fun. Okay. Better have a Hudson badge after that one. Hey, there's Mark. We got some, in fact, we got a cool emblem. 31.25 does show up. Yes. If you want to bid $31, you can bid 31 0.25 and that shows up. Got a cool emblem mark coming up in a bit. But back to our MGA video. Probably just something he didn't get to. Oh, Duckster goofed and bit the no number. You know, that's the problem with Oil Can Steve. There's thousands of companies out there. There's just no way to get them all in one book. But anyway, back to the MGA video. One more piece from the MGA video. This I really, really wanted to clean because I think it's going to clean up amazingly. I didn't do it. I refrained. So I want you guys to buy it just as I found it. But I think this thing is going to be great. The Phillips 66 lubricants. This is the one we found on the floor in the building with the little MGA. It is exactly as I found it. I haven't touched it. I really, really wanted to because I think with a little soap and water, some dishwashing soap, and a quick polishing, I think this thing is going to look amazing. It has the original lid on it still. Dirt means more postage. Yep. Baling wire starting us off at 35 on the Phillips 66 lubricant. I don't know if this is a 2-gallon or what. It's got this piece of tape on it, just like it had in the video. I left it on there. I don't know what's under there. Let me give you the dimensions on it real quick. It's 8 inches tall. This looks like it's about double the size of a gallon can to me. By 7.5 across the top. So anyway, there it is. Fresh out of the barn on the MGA video off that old farmstead. We're live. We're on the timer. 36 with copper. Baling and copper bidding against each other. $42 with Christine. So just past that 30-second mark. I think this thing's going to look great polished up. I just really, really wanted to do it. 44. $47 baling wire. And you're right, Big Job. We may not even be there yet. There may be some shooting going on here later. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left. $47 with baling wire. 55 with Steve. We're ticking away. We're coming down to the wire. We're about down to the end. I've got 55. We got a few seconds left to go. Michael at 42. I got 55 with Steve. And that does it. 55 with Steve. And it did get interesting at the end. Hey, there's Steve Reed, but 55 with Steve Trendy is who we had at the end. Okay, that was the only 2 pieces I had as of right now. The Cities can and the Oldsmobile cap, I haven't decided what I'm doing with yet. But anyway, I promised Mark we'd get a badge in. And this thing's pretty cool, actually. We've got it, or I wouldn't be selling it because it's a great-looking piece. This is Studebaker. Believe it or not. A lot of people don't think it is, but I'm sure it is. Studebaker V8. Check this thing out. This is cool. Chrome plated, single mounting stud on the back. This is all embossed. That V8 is all stamped in the metal and chrome plated. It is about 2 3/4 by about 2 1/4. So it's got ridges up here, smooth down here on the chrome, the V8 stamped in it, the single stud mount, early 50s era. Glenn at 15 on the Studebaker badge. And here we go. Relatively flat. Yeah, I guess it's the badge itself is pretty much flat. 33 with Michael. Yep, it's a neat piece. 33 with Michael on Facebook as we hit the 30-second mark. Hey, there's Pete. Wonder where Pete was hiding at tonight. Working away on the 1 minute mark. Michael on Facebook out there swinging. One minute gone. 30 seconds left to go. 35 with Glenn. Ticking away, coming out of the end. 35 with Glenn. Keep an eye out. 38 with Michael. And that gets it done. 38 to Michael Glagola on Facebook. Kevin L had a 40 in there. $42. Michael must have seen that 40 hiding out there somewhere because he took another shot too. But Michael at 38 is what I had at the 130 on my screens. How about another funky little plate? I don't think we've ever done any of these. 1969 KCC. This is a used plate, Kansas Corporation Commission off of like a truck. It's actually about the same color as a Kansas 67 plate, but it's obviously says 69 on it. So I don't understand all the KCC plates. I really don't know a lot about them. It's kind of a different size. It's about 9 7/8 in overall length. And about 3 7/8 tall. Motor Mark starting us off at 15. Yeah, it roughly is the size. I think this is a little bit smaller. When we put them back to back, you see it's a little bit smaller. 20 with copper. And here we go. $24 with Christine. It is a great color. You know, we've had some of those new 67s that just really pop. This one still looks pretty good. Just past the 30-second mark. 22 with Motor Mark. 24 with Christine. That one slid in there and I didn't even see it. 24 with Christine. 27 with copper. One minute gone. Trying to look at what to do next. I'm losing track of things here. 28 with Christine, just about ready to wrap it up, and that gets it done. 28 with Christine. I do not have any GMC caps tonight. I do have an interesting truck cap we can do. I got a truck cap, but it's not GMC. You want to do a non-GMC truck cap? Sure, okay. Keep on trucking. Hey, there's Hippie. All right. This is a truck cap for sure from our friends at Triple Diamond. This is off of a bigger truck. This is a center hub, probably 30s or 40s from International. Chrome plated. It's pretty decent size. So this was off of a larger truck. It is about 6.5 in diameter, about 6.5 inches in diameter. It also is fairly deep. It's got dings, it's got dents around the outside perimeter, especially. The Triple Diamond area is really nice and really flat, actually. 45 with baling wire. Back still has a little bit of grease on it. 13-letter spreader, the International. So it's kind of a nice piece. It's not huge, it's not tiny. 30s or 40s era. The International, the Triple Diamond are all nice and clear on it. So, let's get this baby on the timer, and away we go on the IHC cap. Kind of, it's not as big as, about the size of the palm of your hand, not your whole hand, so kind of gives you an idea. $46 with Dougster. $50 with Copper. $51 with Dougster. Yeah, they're pain to get off. $55 with Copper. They got these goofy little clips, and you got to try to pull. And this one has two of them, a clip here and a clip here. And you got to get them all released at the same time to try to slide them off. 60 with Copper. 1 minute gone. 61, 65. Ticking away, coming down to the end. Copper at 65. 70 from Dougster. 72 with Copper. Right back at him. We've only got a couple seconds left. 73 with Pete. And that gets it done. After all that, Pete comes in at 73 and knocks them all out. Holy cow. Pete coming in swinging at 73. Right out of left field. Nobody knew he was out there. Boom. Comes in at 129. And knocks everybody over like bowling pins. Holy cow. Going to Pete after all of that. But that's what makes it fun. That was exciting. There's no doubt about it, Wolverine. All right, how about another horn button? I think this one's Corvair. Another piece for our bow tie fans. This is all pop metal with a rubber mounting ring on it. And like I said, I'm thinking this is early 60s Corvair. I've got some Corvairs in the yard, but I didn't go out and compare it and double check and see. This has got some depth to it. You can see this actually is dished. The ridges around here, the bow tie, this is all actually cast into the piece. This is all chrome plated pop metal. It's got a few pits on it. The chrome still has a nice shine like we saw. It's got the rubber mounting ring on the back of it to snap it in. It is... No, Ralph Nader doesn't want it. Just over 3 inches in overall outside diameter. All right, here we go. John at 10 as we hit the timer. Joseph's 66 Chevy truck. Okay, so some of the trucks did use this too, and I think that's right. I think I do remember seeing this on some trucks. So 66 Chevy truck. 15 was Sean. Hadn't heard from you in a bit, Joe. Didn't know you were still hiding out there. Glad you're here tonight. 16 with John. Just past the 30-second mark. Okay, 61 Corvair is a bar that goes halfway around the wheel. Okay, so maybe this is pickup. I was just guessing. I didn't, like I said, I didn't go out and compare. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. $17 with copper. $18 with Sean. $24 with Christine. Couple seconds left to go. I've got 24 with Christine. 25, 27. And that does it. Pete at 27. All coming in right at the end. There's 30. Pete at 27 is who we had at the 130 mark. Hey, James. I don't remember if I've still got a 65 Wildcat or not. Dad had a few of them. I don't remember if we still had one left or not. I know I've got some parts for 65 full size. If you want to give me a shout tomorrow, James, I can get a list from you and see if I've got anything to help you out. I'm trying to remember if there was a 65 Wildcat left or if Dad got rid of them all. I just don't remember. This next plate we've got's a little bit rough, but it's super cool. It is 70s era. '78, I think. $200 good price for a wall hanger, 67 Chevy tailgate. Yeah, any tailgate, even if it's has a good look to it, it's worth $200. Even if it's got some rust or kind of banged up, you can't buy much for something that even looks decent for a couple hundred. So this plate's a little rough. It's 78, had a 79 sticker on it. It's got some flaking on it, but these are great looking plates. So we're going to go ahead and sell it, even if it doesn't bring a lot of money. But I think it probably will, even though it's a little rough. Going to the great state of Wyoming with a bucking Bronco. And yes, this bucking Bronco is stamped into the plate. Back of this is pretty crusty, but you can see where that is actually stamped into the plate. 20 with copper. Like I said, the year was stamped here, 78. This is actually a truck plate. It was printed on. It's got some delamination, some flaking up here. But these bucking Broncos are super cool. So let's go ahead and roll with it. 25 with Sanderson. 30 with copper. $32 with Sanderson. $30 seconds gone. 33 with copper. Everybody's excited about the bucking Bronco. Oh, I guarantee you can tell a few stories. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. That's right, Big Job. Big Job is taking cover. 33 with copper. There's a good chance it was on a 3/4 ton 4-wheel drive. Very good chance. 33 with copper. We're coming down to the wire. We got a few seconds left. What's going to happen? 34 with Sean. And that does it. 34 with Sean. John came in at 131. Then Copper came back. 34 with Sean is who we had at the 130 mark. I got a little, we haven't done any toys tonight. I got a kind of a medium-sized toy that's pretty cool. You guys want to do a toy? We up for toys? Anybody want to do a toy tonight? Toy time. Dougster's ready. Okay, guys. Glenn needs to get stocked back up. Well, how about a little Tonka? A little Tonka loader. Articulates. I'm guessing this is probably 70s. Bucket dumps. Arm raises. This thing is overall length about 10 inches. Oh, dang it. So this is about 10 inches from the bucket all the way to the back. I don't know if it's missing something off the top of this. It looks like it's kind of bare. Big Job is agreeing it is 70s. Cooler than a 3-speed fan in Antarctica. I would agree with that. And it stands about 3 3/4 inches tall is about what it stands. So anyway, let's get this thing rolling. I've got Glenn at 20 on the Tonka loader. Missing a stack. Okay, so it is missing a stack on the back. 21. Yeah, for being 50 years old, it's not bad. $25 with Glenn. 30 seconds gone. 26 with Dougster. $27 with Motor Mark. $60 seconds gone, 30 seconds left to go. Lots of $1 and $2 increments. We know what usually happens to that at the end. 30 with Glenn, 30 with Kevin L. Somebody's going to come in and blow this out of the water. It does kind of look like a hot rod loader, doesn't it, Joe? 30 with Glenn, 30 with Kevin. Few seconds left to go. 32, 35, and that does it. 35 with Glenn. I knew there was something else coming in there. 35 with Glenn. All right. I got something else that we can sell. If you guys want to see it. We'll see what happens with the bids because I've got 2 of these, but I really don't. I could very easily keep 2 of these because it's insanely rare. So we'll see what you guys think. I've got 2 of these Henny grease caps. Commercial chassis, not very many made. Don't ever see these. But like I said, it's starting us at 50. That's a good start. It's not quite where I want to be. I think we need to be a little better than that on it if there's some serious interest in it. I don't know where you'd ever find another one. They're not obviously being commercial chassis. They were all low production numbers. Not a lot of them built. 75 with Pete. And Duxter bid the wrong number again. So definitely kind of a different one. Definitely kind of an odd one. So like I said, we're getting closer. I think it needs to be close to $100. Just if we get somewhere up in that area, 80. Now we're getting about where I got to start thinking about it. Okay, now I got to start the timer. Why do you guys do this? If nobody was going to bid that, then I wouldn't have to start the timer, and then Kevin L does it. Now I have to start the timer and sell it. We're live on the Henny Grease Cap, 101 with Duxter. You know, John, I actually hadn't considered that, but you're right. Yes, I keep forgetting you guys aren't any smarter than me. 30 seconds gone, 101, 110 with a nut farm. $111 with Duxter. That's true. Could be snipers out there. Yeah, we're all in this together. We're all going down with the same ship. 115. Yeah, we're all in this together can mean one of 2 things. We're all in this together or we're all in the same sinking ship. 1 minute gone. Yeah, we studied it with when we did the cap, Mark. I don't know if you were on when we did that or not. Rare as Henny's teeth. That's a good way to put it, Scott. 115. We're coming down to the wire. We're ticking away. 120 with a nut farm. 125 with Ron, and that does it. 125 with Ron. Pete had a 127 that I came in at, I don't even think it had hit 131 yet, but it was right at 131. Ron at 125. Whew. That's a cool piece, though. Wow. Man, it gets hairy sometimes. They're right at the very end. I agree with that. We all do. Okay. Whew, can we handle any more? Do we want to do a couple more things, or do we want to call it after that? That was a little crazy. More. Duxter says more. That got a little crazy. I don't know what everybody wanted. A few more. We'll catch it. Let's do. We've done 12 pieces. We'll do like 3 more pieces tonight. That'll get us like to an even 15. Let's see. That's a cool hubcap we can do. Ooh, I just found another grease cap. It's been in here for a while, been kind of buried, and this is another odd duck. I forgot this was even in here. It got buried under some other stuff. So that gives us a grease cap, another license plate, and a hubcap. Was that good? I'm down with that, Dougster. Michael had a 138 over there that hung up. Wow, that was late too. So, okay. In fact, we'll just roll with this other grease cap. Drink till you bid 100. Because this is another odd duck grease cap. And I really forgot this was in there. Kind of got buried. So we'll just do another grease cap. You guys good with that? This one is for the Franklin Automobile Company. Let's learn something about the Franklin here real quick. By 1901, John Wilkinson had completed 2 air-cooled prototype cars for the New York Automobile Company, was not paid. Herbert Franklin was impressed and agreed to provide financial support. The Franklin Automobile Company was established. First production Franklin sold in 1902. They started building commercial vehicles from 1905. All went well with Franklin until pressure from distributors demanded a more conventional radiator design. The Great Depression had a serious effect on Franklin. From a production of over 14,000 cars in 29, output fell to under 2,032. They only made it went up to 34. They made 360 cars. So from 1901 to 1934, from the Franklin Automobile Company, this badge was 25 to 28. (1925 to 1928) Franklin. So another super cool, super odd one. It is starting us off at 50 with the nut farm. It is 3 inches in diameter across the back. And it is about 2 3/8 across the hex on the front. Here we go. 50 with the nut farm. $55 with Dougster. Just past the 30-second mark. Get your popcorn ready. It says Syracuse, New York across the bottom. Franklin Automobile Company, Syracuse, New York across the bottom. 55 with Dougster. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. 55 with Dougster, and everybody is just sitting there on their thumbs. At least John's got popcorn ready for the show. There's 60 with Michael. 60 getting in there. Michael jumping in a little earlier. 60 with Michael. 75 with the Nut Farm. 63. I got 75 with the Nut Farm. We're getting down to the tick of the end. 87 with Dougster. We've got a few seconds left. 87 is my high bid. And that does it. 87 with Dougster. All right. Okay, I told you one more plate. I know. Tell me about it, John. That's a cool one too. Both those are great. We did the other one. I had two of these. I thought, what the heck? We'll just grab this one too. This is the 1954 Oklahoma farm truck. We started off with a 55 tonight. Let's do the 54 to go with the 55. This one kind of the same thing. It's banged up a little bit over here. It's got a couple of extra holes in it. This one does have a little bit of yellow paint left on it. It has been a fun night, no doubt about it. Big job. John's starting us off with 20. It is about the same size as the other one. 11 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we'll see if Dougster's going to get the pair. Yeah, the faded yellow on this does really kind of make it pop. We got 20 with John. We're live and on the timer. We got a hubcap next, and then we're going to call it for the night. $25 with copper. I would have bet so, Dougster. 30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. One minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. Yeah, that's true. They are the same number, just in different orders. So 26 with Dougster. 30 with copper. 28. I got 30 with copper. We're coming down to the wire on this one already. We're taking away. I've got 30 with copper. Couple seconds left. 37 with copper, and that does it. Copper got it at 37. Kevin L. came in with 35. Copper gets it done at 37. All right, one more cap. You're going to need to put your sunglasses on for this one. We're going to give you a Hudson badge for this one. That's true. We're getting your box ready for you. This thing is bright. It is shiny. It is a mirror. You can read off of this thing, and I am not kidding. You can read off of this thing. This is early 50s era Hudson with the red diamond in the middle. Look at this thing. Is that not bright? Can you read Hudson in it? I can. That's how bright this thing is. Now, in the late 40s and early 50s, this is when Hudson actually had kind of a little bit larger diameter cap. The center area is similar to a lot of the caps from that era, but they kind of spread these out a little bit for a more filling of the wheel, so to speak. So this is 12 3/4 overall. Even though your mounting ring in the middle is very similar to the other ones, this outside perimeter is what Hudson used to kind of make it more look, fill the wheel up more, so to speak. The red appears to be original paint in the triangle. All this ridging is stamped in the cap, as you can see back here. But it's a good looking piece. It's got a few dings and dents, but it obviously looks amazing. Or if it's raining out, it will add extra protection to keep the rain from falling directly on your head. It will roll off to your shoulders if need be. Anyway, there we go on the Hudson cap. Let's see, you got a place to put this thing? Not really. I thought we could hang it back here, but really can't. John at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer. We had 4 31s last time. Okay, guys, like we keep saying, for some reason, it will not take 31 unless you put a $sign with it or some change behind it, which we'll just take still as 31. But you cannot, for some reason, put 3-1. Baling wire 40. That's true. It would make a great clock if it wasn't so nice. All right, here we go. Baling wire at 40. There we go. Baling wire at 40, and away we go. Let me get my melon out of the way here so you guys can admire it while we're bidding on it. $30 seconds gone. 60 seconds left to go. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, baling wire at 40. 46 with Michael. That it is, big job. 1 minute gone, 30 seconds left to go. 46 with Michael, 50 with Copper. $57 with baling wire. Coming down to the end, we're getting ready to wrap it up. Kevin Brown at 59 coming in. There's Kevin sliding in there, 59. And that does it. Kevin at 59. Holy cow, Copper came back at 65, but it was 132. Kevin Brown at 59. Coming in out of nowhere. That was interesting. Nobody even seen that happening. Kind of like Pete sniping the international triple diamond there a while back. All right, guys. A lot of fun tonight. But we still need to get some of this other stuff knocked out. I know you guys want to catch some of these other things as well. We're going to give you a Hudson badge. We're going to give you an Auburn badge. It was a blast tonight. It was a lot of fun. Keep the chat numbers up. Had some super chats tonight. Super chats are always great. So we got this for. All right. Well, that's a really happy looking little face with your beard, not farm. I'm going to give you a Hudson badge just for that happy little face. Okay. Let's see. Story time. I know you guys want to do story time, and I definitely want to try to catch that because it ties to the video that's coming up next week. It got a little crazy there a few times. You had to duck. There was no doubt about it. Sean's ready for some story time. Well, and tying this together, and this will make more sense when you guys, well, some of you guys have seen the video. If you're in the membership groups, you've seen the video on where you get, if you're in the membership groups where you get the videos early, you've seen the video on the house that my mom and dad built. And the rest of you guys are going to see it this week. So this is, we're going to get, thanks, Pete. I'm glad you enjoyed it. And I hope all the rest of you guys do too as well. What was that? Whoa, hold up. Michael Glagola. I've hitting us up with a supercharged super chat on Facebook. Boom. The star thing. I heard the little ding and I couldn't even figure out what it was. Coming in from Michael Glagola on Facebook. Thanks, Michael, for that one. Supercharged from Facebook. Boom. The little ding threw me off there for a second. I got to get used to those. So, like I said, it's a totally different deal. But and when you see the video, if you, other than you guys that are in the membership groups that get them early have already seen it, they basically started with an old house, tore it down, and built a new one. And they basically, when they did that, started in spring of 83. And December 1st, the first snow of 83, not only was the other house torn down, the new one was up. And not only was it up, it was closed in. Windows, doors, roofed. It wasn't bricked, but it was closed in and sealed up to start working on the inside by December of 83. But what a lot of people, and we touch on this in the store. I don't think we touched on it a lot, but throughout that whole time, that was just weekend work. Dad still had a full-time job. He was service manager at Buick's Cadillac store, and he was still flipping cars. So tonight and, for the next couple of weeks, we'll kind of stick in this window of 1983. And tonight's car is this 1976 Oldsmobile 88 four-door hardtop. Now, he bought this car. This car wasn't around very long. But when they're building a house trying to pay for it, nothing was around very long. June of 83. And he bought it from Colonial Savings and Loan. So I don't know if this was a repo. I'm assuming it was probably a repo if the bank had it. So, bought it in June of 83 from the bank for $300. So this is a 7-year-old used car for $300. So obviously it needed some work. And we've got a repair order. Probably not without just sitting down and making lists of it, Pete. But we've got the repair order of everything that he did to it. R&R drive shaft. R&R soft plug. So it probably had a soft plug leaking. R&R front shocks, R&R center link, radiator hose, had some body work down, figuring labor at $8 an hour at that point. Glad you're here tonight, Duckster. You guys all make this fun. It's a great group, and all you guys being part of this group is really what makes it happen. So he figured 10 hours of body work, mountain balance tires, detail car, clean plugs, Repair sun visor, repair brakes, packed wheel bearings, flush system, probably cooling. Safety inspection, add to sell, repair battery hold down, install side molding. So, which we can see the side molding he put on it. Don't remember. Dad says he doesn't remember much about it, and I don't remember it either. But it wasn't around long. But there again, when they need money to build a house, these cars are flipping quick. Get it done, get it sold. I know, Kevin. I really shouldn't stay down here till 1 o'clock in the morning, but after I got this stuff ready, got a bunch of eBay listed for next week, I dug into a box of NOS and started sorting through that, and it was like 12:45 when I left. So, but anyway, what do we got for tickets here? Insert for $3. Doesn't say what that was. Rear hood molding was $8. Probably one on the back lip of the hood. Looks like they did the safety inspection in September. So, looks like it was here roughly from June to September. So, it was here about 3 months. And when it was all said and done, sold it for $23.50. And buying the car and then the parts, what he spent on parts, had $513.15 in parts. Now, I had a lot of time in this car, but sold it for $23.50 3 months later. So that was a pretty good shot back in 83 when you're figuring labor at $8. You got to remember, made $1,800 on it. Now he had, when he figured up labor time, it looks like he had about 25, probably spent 25 hours on the car. Whoa, hold up. It's another supercharged super chat from David D. Boom. Thanks, David D, for another supercharged super chat. It's awesome you guys think enough of what we do to hit us with super chats. So if you figure labor's $8 an hour and you spent 25 hours on it and it made $1,800 on the car. So for 83, that was pretty crazy. But there again, that's how they paid for that house. Had to keep this stuff moving because all that money was going into materials for the house and paying friends that were helping to work on weekends to get that thing up and together. So we've got some other cars from the same window that we'll be checking out. Whoa, Christine coming in with another supercharged super chat. Boom. Thanks, Christine. So when you guys watch the video on the house, and like I said, we've got a few more cars from this window that we're going to do over the next few weeks since it all kind of ties together. But this was all still happening every weeknight. And then we were out working on the house every weekend. So that was a long year for Dad and Mom, I'm sure. A lot of stuff going on, plus dealing with me and my sister. So that's what we've got for story time tonight. The 1976 Olds 88, which was apparently a repo that needed 10 hours of body work and a bunch of front suspension work that to get it ready to send it back down the road. You bet, Kevin. We need to get back on those. We've gotten so busy lately that we've kind of gotten away from some of it. Boom, look at that. But we need to work some more of them in. And with the story of the house and the videos of the cars from Dad's that we moved here, it's a lot of that kind of ties together. So I'm going to be real curious to see what you guys think about the house video. I'm sure it's not going to get 1 million views. I don't expect it to. But Addie said we needed to do it. I talked to Dad about doing it, and so we did it. It's part of the story. I did go find those videos. I thought we had more of them. I really did. I thought I had shot 6, 8, 10 videos out there, and I think there was only 5. But like I said, all the way down to the last one. The very first parts car Dad drug out there was the very last one that we left. And I've got that video link in the house video as well. So you guys can check those out. Or like I said, go to the channel search bar and look for Galatia. I think I've got most of them. I may have missed 1 or 2, but I know I got 5 or 6 of them that I did get the word Galatia added to the title just so that it would be easier to find them. So most of those cars in the videos we still have. Dad had sold a lot of cars off before we started moving, just to thin stuff down before it started moving them to my place. But those lots out there were packed originally. So anyway, oh man, I think we'll go ahead get ready to start winding things down. I know I'm about whipped. Like I said, I think we'll try to go ahead and do Toy Tuesday live this week since I've got those cabinets set up and ready to check out. I think you guys will get a kick out of that. We'll get the Tractor Mike video up for members Wednesday night, and I think the house video will go public Wednesday night, or is that Friday night? Maybe it's Friday night. I don't remember. But we'll get that stuff up. The Impala convertible, I did get it washed this week. I thought I was going to get that video finished this morning, and then the wind came up. So I'm going to try to get the Impala convertible video finished up, the barn find ragtop Impala. Yeah, he was busy, big job. There's no doubt about that. And so I'd like to get the Tractor Mike video up Wednesday, and then hopefully the Impala convertible video will go up Friday. But we'll see how all that works. So anyway, guys, I think we'll save some of these other pieces until next week. And like I said, we're a month out from the gathering. I do need to get some sleep, Michael. So if you're thinking about coming, if you're still on the fence, be sure to let me know where you're at so I can get my head counts put together within the next few weeks. We're going to get some stuff figured out for Friday. We're going to talk to Balin Wire, see what he wants to do for games. I really, really do want it to be a good, quality, fun weekend for everybody. And hopefully we'll be able to run some of that stuff, the live auctions or the silent auction stuff on Facebook as well. So, yeah, I'll get some sleep at some point. The problem is usually by the time we get done here, I can't go right to sleep. It'll be another hour and a half, 2 hours before I get wound back down enough to where I'll even be able to sleep, especially after tonight. We had a great time tonight. A lot of energy, a lot of activity. We'll see if we hit 1,000 chats tonight. I know some of those auctions when the bullets started flying, that definitely helped the chat count number. There's no doubt about that. So make sure you get your entries in for these 3 trucks, giving those away in a couple weeks. We'll catch you Tuesday night for some Toy Tuesday. We'll get those other videos up this week. And I got to sort some of this mess out of all this stuff that came in last week. So anyway, glad you were here, Nut Farm. Oh, if you got snow up your way, you can keep it. I don't want it. The Johnny Carson comments still floor me. Thanks, big job. I do appreciate that. Still don't see how you guys can consider anything we do here to be of any sort of quality, but you keep coming back anyway, so we'll go with it, right? So anyway, thanks for being here tonight. Thanks for participating in tonight's chat, because it isn't a chat if you guys aren't here being part of it. Can't wait to see you guys here in a month, and it's going to be a good time. Have a safe week, everybody. We'll get some more stuff up this week, and we sure hope to see you all right back here. Same bat time, same bat station, next Sunday night for some more Gearhead Interactive live chat. Thanks for watching, and have a great week, everybody.